Hello? Oh, there we go. All right, did you guys enjoy it?
Yeah!
So that was just a teaser of the kind of footage that we're going to be showing. This is all super raw cut, just for you guys. It's not color corrected, the sound isn't perfect, don't judge us. We just wanted to give you presents because we love you guys.
Yay!
We love you too!
Aw, I love you too. Alright, so we're thinking about doing a questions and answer. If you guys want to do that, you can ask anyone on the crew or anyone on the cast any question. Oh, there's one. Okay. What was the most outrageous person or sort of a situation that you've encountered where you've been maybe a little bit weirded out by cosplayers and fans while doing the documentary? Can I say every single moment? I think Josh needs to answer that one.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
The question is, like, what was the most outrageous, weird thing that we've caught, pretty much?
Everything.
Wow, the most outrageous or weird thing?
Talk into the mic.
This is the microphone. Hello. Well, we had an interesting experience at a coffee shop when we were in Victoria, BC. They were dressed as Zombie, and Hannah is not a boy's name. And we went into a cafe that was part of our hotel at the end of the evening, and they wanted to drink tea and have pie and character. And so we decided we're just going to film them, and we walked in, and the waitress gave us attitude the entire time, was telling us how, you know, people usually book this place when they're filming here, and my boss is going to kill me, and so we left.
I didn't have pie.
No one.
We ate pie.
A couple of people had pie, and then we left. It was bad.
Yeah, it's actually funny. I think most of the weirdest things we get is actually from people who aren't involved. People just like seeing and being like. Every time we catch that, it's great. All right, more questions.
This is for secret attire. Since you're like a newbie or whatever at cosplay, what is it like to have all this new attention? Frightening and awkward. Go on.
Go on.
That's about it. It's frightening and awkward, like sitting up here right now.
Isn't she adorable?
Absolutely.
Have you ever walked outside in cosplay and just on a normal day?
And the situation. What's that? Another computer? Oh my goodness. Okay, I guess we can go through each of the cosplayers because the crew doesn't cosplay, unfortunately, yet.
Yeah!
Josh, be Yoko.
Yeah!
You guys think you should be Yoko?
Yeah!
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, well for me, there's been a couple meetups and such where I've gone out in full green makeup, which is really, really awkward on the transit and avoiding children, pretty much. There was one instance at SakinoCon where we went for sushi afterwards, and I know that's like, oh, we're already at a con, but anyways, went for sushi afterwards, and I was in my full green zombie makeup, and I made kids cry. And they wouldn't serve me, also. I had to leave before they would come serve the table. Alright, what about you, Lily? Ever been outside randomly, not in cosplay? Apparently not, or it's just too embarrassing.
You clearly have been outside in cosplay. You had your birthday at a park in cosplay. Anyway, we called it a level 3. There's level 1, which is at a convention, where it kind of blends in. There's level 2, where you go inside a convention, and you're still kind of weird, but at least you can be like, there's a convention over there. You just go see the other, people dressed in costume. Level 3 is Metro Town on a Saturday.
Oh, God.
Like 4 years ago, because now you go to Metro Town, you see lots of cosplayers around. I guess it's become more popular. But we were walking around, Nova was dressed as Yuna, and I was dressed as Naruto. And we were just strolling around Metro Town, and I could have sworn it's like everyone sort of parted ways, like the Red Sea, in front of us. And no one would even come with us, within like a meter of us. It's awesome.
Pretty much any any cosplayer can attest to that. Okay, more questions. And I'm going to go to the back and then work my way back up.
Cosplay, normal repellent.
Just a question on the more mainstream cosplay, as you will find in bigger conventions, where you now have people that do the costume thing. They're not really into the character, they're not really into comics, they're not really into anime, but they're kind of doing it in hopes to become eventually the next Olivia Munn. Right? So, like, is there anything where you guys kind of tackle kind of that, or kind of discuss that, and that whole, like, now it's, like, it's cool, everybody does it, but some people are kind of doing it now kind of for the wrong reasons. Any kind of view on that?
Oh, so basically you're saying like people who cosplay more for the glamour. Is that what you're saying? The attention. Oh, okay, so they're doing it for attention and not for necessarily fandom. What do you guys think up there?
Well, I think in general, cosplay is something you can never ever take seriously, because once you do, you kind of go down that slippery slope of, again, taking yourself too seriously, well in costume, and then you end up, obsessing over costumes at 2 o'clock in the morning and crying when something goes wrong, and then not going to the con you're going to attend in the first place. So when people, because I've cosplayed things that I haven't seen the series for, I've cosplayed it because I like the character design, so I think there are a lot of different reasons why people cosplay in the first place. However, I don't know who this Olivia Munn person is that you're referring to.
Awesome. That's good.
Alright. Alright, but I don't know. And when it comes to cosplaying for popularity, I think the entire concept's kind of silly, because, I mean, you're popular for dressing up in costume. I mean, like, you're never going to be, like, rich off of it. You're never going to make your career unless you go into costuming, for example, but that's a completely different thing. Obviously, if you're doing it for popularity, I guess, which might be your question, then, I don't know, I don't necessarily look down at those people and just be like, oh, you're doing it for attention. But I am just like, you're going to get really bored of this and eventually just go down the completely wrong path in like 2 years if you continue doing this. Because it isn't fun anymore. Like, you have to be into it in order to want to make costumes, or else there's no point. Because we put so much time and effort and money and dedication and everything into cosplaying. So I think you really have to grasp some aspect of it, whether or not it's the fandom or the character design or the fact that you like sewing, the fact that you like prop making, just anything. So, anyone else?
I'll comment a little bit on the Olivia Munn part, because I know who she is. She was a really
Speak up, Josh.
She was a really popular host on some like G4, like kind of
Attack of the Show.
like gadgets and video games and popular culture. And I think they like put her in some really sexy girl cosplays, and she got really popular and ended up in like Maxim magazine. And she's not a cosplayer at all, but for some reason, because of being in a costume once, she kind of got some recognition. And I don't even think they consider her a cosplayer, even the time that she was in a cosplay outfit.